Chapter 1. Bansir and Kabi. In the ancient city of Babylon, once the wealthiest city in the world, lived a man named Bansir, a skilled chariot builder. One afternoon, Bansir sat on a low wall outside his humble house, staring at an unfinished chariot. The tools lay beside him, but his hands were idle. His face showed signs of weariness, not from work, but from deep thought and dissatisfaction. His friend Kabi, a musician, passed by with his lyre slung over his shoulder. He noticed Bansir's empty stare and stopped. "Bansir, my friend," said Kabi, "why do you sit here doing nothing? The sun is high, the day is moving, and your chariot is yet incomplete." Bansir looked up slowly and sighed. "Because, Kabi, my soul is weary. Though I have worked all my life, I have no gold. My purse is empty, my stomach hungers, and my dreams seem distant. I am tired of building fine chariots for others while I own nothing myself." Kabi sat beside him. "I too know that feeling. I play music for nobles, yet I live poorly. Though our skills are praised, they do not bring us riches. Why do others become wealthy while we remain poor?" There was a long silence between them. The sun blazed overhead, and the streets of Babylon bustled in the distance. Then Kabi said, "Do you remember our friend Arkad? He once was like us, humble and without means. But now, he is said to be the richest man in Babylon. Surely he discovered some secret we do not know." "You're right," said Bansir, his eyes beginning to gleam with hope. "Let us go to him. Let us ask how he gained such wealth, while we struggle despite our efforts." The two friends rose, hearts filled with determination, and walked through the winding streets toward the house of Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. Chapter 2. The Richest Man in Babylon. Arkad received his old friends warmly. Despite his riches, he had not forgotten his humble beginnings. Bansir and Kabi told him why they had come. "Arkad," Bansir began, "we are tired of being poor. We work as hard as any man, yet we have nothing to show for it. You once were as we are now, but you found a way to wealth. Will you share your wisdom with us?" Arkad smiled. "Of course I will. For wealth, like a tree, grows from a small seed. The sooner you plant that seed, the sooner shall the tree grow." He leaned back and began to tell his story. Chapter 3. 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. In this chapter, Arkad shares his timeless advice on how anyone can cure a lean purse and create a fat purse. These 7 cures are practical and actionable steps that anyone can apply to improve their financial situation, no matter where they start. 1. The first cure: start thy purse to fattening. Arkad's first cure for a lean purse is simple but powerful. Save at least 10% of your income. Arkad advises that no matter how small the income is, the important thing is to make saving a habit. By consistently saving a portion of your earnings, you will begin to accumulate wealth over time. Practical application: even if someone has a modest income, they can begin saving. Automating savings by setting up a direct deposit into a separate savings account ensures that the 10% is saved first before any other expenses. Takeaway: saving a small portion of your income is the first step toward financial independence. 2. The second cure: control thy expenditures. The second cure is about living below your means. Arkad advises that you must learn to control your spending. It is not about how much you earn, but how much you choose to spend. Practical application: the importance of budgeting is key. Track monthly expenses and identify areas to cut back. For instance, spending too much on dining out or subscription services could be reduced. Actionable advice: introduce tools like budgeting apps, e.g., Inab, Mint, to help control expenditures and ensure they are living within their means. 3. The third cure: make thy gold multiply. Arkad's third cure emphasizes the importance of making your money work for you. Simply saving money isn't enough. Your money should grow. Arkad encourages people to invest wisely, so that their savings can multiply over time. Practical application: savings can be invested in different assets, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, or starting a business. The power of compound interest helps grow money over time. Takeaway: start small but consistently look for opportunities to grow wealth through wise investments. 4. The fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. The fourth cure is about protecting your wealth. Arkad warns that no matter how much money you have, you must be careful not to lose it through risky or unwise ventures. Practical application. Be cautious with investments and avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Doing research and seeking advice before making major financial decisions is crucial. Actionable advice. Consider diversifying investments to mitigate risk. This includes spreading investments across different asset classes like stocks, bonds, and real estate to reduce the impact of any single loss. 5. The fifth cure. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Arkad advises that your home should be an asset, not a liability. He believes that a house should be considered an investment that appreciates over time, building wealth for the owner. Practical application. Homeownership is a long-term investment. The value of property generally increases over time, which can help build wealth. Actionable advice. For those renting, encourage saving for a down payment. For homeowners, maintaining and improving the value of the property is key to securing its long-term worth. 6. The sixth cure. Ensure a future income. Arkad stresses the importance of planning for the future. This cure is about making sure that, when you're no longer able to work, you will have passive income to rely on. Practical application. Talk about retirement planning and other forms of future income. Encourage listeners to start saving for retirement early, using options like a 401k or an IRA. Actionable advice. Even small contributions today can result in large sums over time, thanks to compound growth. Starting to save for retirement today ensures financial security later. 7. The seventh cure. Increase thy ability to earn. The final cure is about continuously improving your skills. Arkad believes that increasing your earning potential is one of the most effective ways to build wealth. This requires constant learning and self-improvement. Practical application. Encourage listeners to invest in themselves by acquiring new skills. Whether it's formal education, learning a new trade, or developing expertise in their field, increasing one's value in the marketplace leads to higher earnings. Actionable advice. Suggest resources like online courses, workshops, or books that can help people enhance their earning capacity and become more valuable in their careers or entrepreneurial ventures. Closing thoughts. Recap the 7 cures for a lean purse. Save 10% of your income. Control your expenditures. Make your money multiply. Guard your treasures from loss. Make your home a profitable investment. Ensure future income. Increase your ability to earn. Final advice. Encourage listeners to take action on these steps. Arkad's wisdom is timeless, and by following these 7 cures, they can create financial stability and wealth. It all starts with small, consistent steps toward improvement. Chapter 4. Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. In this chapter, Arkad explains how luck plays a role in wealth building, and how people can improve their chances of encountering good luck in their financial endeavors. Arkad emphasizes that while good luck can certainly help, it is a person's attitude, preparation, and wise decision-making that increase their opportunities for success. 1. Introduction to good luck. Arkad begins by addressing the common misconception that wealth is simply the result of good luck. Many people believe that some are just lucky and that wealth comes easily to certain individuals. However, Arkad makes it clear that luck is not random. It is attracted to those who are prepared, diligent, and knowledgeable about their financial choices. In this way, luck is not something that happens by chance, but rather, it is the result of a combination of actions, attitudes, and decisions that align with success. Practical application. Encourage listeners to think about how luck has worked in their own lives. Has luck only appeared during times of hard work and preparation? Arkad's idea challenges the traditional notion of waiting for good luck to strike, and instead proposes creating opportunities that make luck more likely to occur. 2. The role of luck in wealth. While Arkad acknowledges that good luck can indeed play a role, he stresses that it is far from the most important factor. The true secret to wealth is knowledge and action. According to Arkad, luck favors those who are prepared to act when an opportunity presents itself. People who are open to opportunities and actively work to develop themselves are much more likely to find success. The key message here is that luck is not a random force that picks certain individuals for success. Instead, luck is the result of creating favorable conditions for oneself. Practical application. Ask your listeners to think about a time when they encountered an opportunity and how they reacted to it. Did they act on it immediately, or did they hesitate and miss the chance? This is a powerful reminder of how we create our own luck through action. 3. How to increase your luck. Arkad outlines specific ways to increase the chances of receiving good luck. Rather than sitting back and waiting for luck to find them, people can actively seek out good luck by preparing and positioning themselves in a way that increases their chances of success. Arkad provides the following steps to help increase one's luck. Seek out opportunities. Luck often appears to those who are actively searching for it. People who are alert to the possibilities around them, whether it's in the form of a new job, a business idea, or an investment, are more likely to encounter opportunities that can lead to wealth. Take action. Luck favors those who take action. The people who do well are those who act on their plans and do not sit idly by waiting for things to happen. The more action you take, the more likely you are to encounter success and luck along the way. Stay open to new ideas. Often, luck finds people who are open-minded and willing to try new things. They embrace change and take calculated risks, which increases their chances of success. Work hard and persist. Good luck doesn't come without effort. People who work hard and persist through difficult times are more likely to find opportunities that lead to success. Hard work helps create the conditions for luck to appear. Prepare for luck. One of the most important steps is preparation. Arkad advises that we should always be ready for opportunities when they present themselves. This means being knowledgeable, skilled, and mentally prepared to act when an opportunity comes your way. Practical application. Remind your listeners to stay open to new opportunities and not wait for them to appear out of nowhere. Encourage them to look for chances to increase their wealth and success, whether through learning new skills, networking, or actively looking for investment opportunities. For example, someone might not stumble upon an opportunity for a profitable business unless they are working on a side hustle or developing a skill that is in demand. Similarly, lucky investments often come to those who study the market or are aware of trends before others are. 4. The goddess of good luck. Arkad uses the metaphor of the goddess of good luck to describe how this force seems to favor some people while avoiding others. However, Arkad stresses that luck is not an external, random force. It's something that is attracted by consistent and wise action. The goddess doesn't favor the lazy or the uninformed. Instead, she shows up for those who understand the principles of wealth and who are working hard to improve their financial situation. Practical application. Think of the goddess of good luck as a symbol of opportunity that is available to anyone who actively works toward success. In modern terms, she represents the idea that success favors the prepared and proactive. Encourage your listeners to work towards the goals they've set and be ready for the opportunities that will appear as a result of their efforts. Closing thoughts. To summarize, good luck is not a mysterious force that only blesses certain people. Instead, it's the result of being prepared, taking action, and positioning yourself for success. Arkad teaches us that luck favors those who work hard, stay open to opportunities, and make smart decisions based on knowledge and wisdom. Actionable advice. Encourage your audience to create their own luck by becoming more knowledgeable, seeking opportunities, taking action, and being persistent in their pursuit of wealth. The more effort they put in, the more likely it is that luck will find them. This chapter offers a powerful reminder that we are in control of our own luck, and the actions we take play a critical role in attracting success. Let me know if you'd like to continue with more chapters or need any adjustments. ChatGPT said. Chapter 5. The 5 Laws of Gold. In this chapter, Arkad outlines the 5 laws of gold, which are essential principles to follow in order to build and maintain wealth. These laws are timeless and serve as the foundation for anyone who wishes to achieve financial success. The 5 laws are focused on wise management of wealth, ensuring that one's gold or money multiplies, is protected, and works for the benefit of the person who follows these laws. 1. The first law of gold. Gold cometh easily and in increasing quantities to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an income for his future and for his family. This first law is a reinforcement of the principle of saving. Arkad emphasizes that one must save at least 10% of their income and set it aside for the future. The act of saving consistently ensures that wealth starts to grow over time. By investing the savings in wise ventures or opportunities, this portion of income will not only be preserved but will increase. Practical application. Encourage listeners to automate their savings so that they are consistently saving 10% of their income. This means setting aside a portion of their earnings before they start spending, which ensures that they save regularly without fail. Actionable advice: remind your audience that it's essential to be disciplined about saving. Even small amounts saved regularly can grow significantly over time with the right investment strategies. 2. The second law of gold. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. The second law revolves around making your wealth work for you. Simply saving money is not enough, it must be employed in profitable ventures. Arcad stresses the importance of investing wisely so that your money grows and increases. Practical application. Arcad suggests investing in opportunities that will bring returns over time. This could mean investing in real estate, businesses, or stocks. The idea is that money should be working rather than being left idle. For those with limited capital, it's important to focus on small investments that can grow gradually. The key is to seek knowledge and make informed choices about where to invest your savings. Takeaway: don't let your money sit idle, use it to generate more wealth. Every successful investor knows that the key to long-term wealth is putting money to work. 3. The third law of gold. Gold slinketh away from the man who investeth it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its handling. The third law stresses the importance of being cautious and informed when it comes to investing. Arcad warns against investing in ventures that are not familiar or understood. Risky or unknown investments can result in the loss of gold, especially if the investor is not knowledgeable or lacks experience in the area. Practical application. Arcad suggests consulting experts and seeking the advice of those who have more experience before making investments. It's crucial to understand the investment opportunity fully before committing any funds. Actionable advice. Before making a financial decision, ask yourself, what do I know about this opportunity? If you're not familiar with the investment, you may want to pass on it or consult someone more experienced. 4. The fourth law of gold. Gold sings the praise of the man who seeks wise counsel from those who are competent through long experience in the handling of gold. This law emphasizes the importance of seeking advice. Arcad advises that one should always seek wisdom and counsel from people who have experience and success in managing wealth. Surrounding yourself with financially wise individuals will ensure that you make better decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Practical application. Encourage listeners to find mentors or financial advisors who have experience and knowledge in wealth building. Learning from others who have already made mistakes and found success will help you avoid pitfalls. Actionable advice. Remind your listeners to invest in their own financial education. Books, courses, seminars, and networking with financially successful people are all great ways to gather wisdom. 5. The fifth law of gold. Gold flees the man who would force it to spend in ways that are not in accordance with his needs or desires, but only his uncontrolled wishes. The fifth and final law is a warning about controlling one's desires. Arcad teaches that wealth will slip away from someone who spends recklessly or on things they do not truly need or desire. This law stresses the importance of financial discipline and avoiding impulse purchases or unnecessary indulgences. Practical application. One of the most important aspects of wealth management is living within your means and avoiding unnecessary expenses. It's easy to spend money on things that bring temporary pleasure but do not contribute to long-term happiness or wealth. Actionable advice. Encourage listeners to ask themselves before making a purchase, do I really need this, or am I buying it out of impulse? Developing awareness around spending habits is key to building and maintaining wealth. Closing thoughts. The 5 laws of gold are straightforward but powerful principles for building and maintaining wealth. By adhering to these laws, anyone can achieve financial success. They serve as a reminder that wealth is a result of consistent effort, wise investment, seeking knowledge, and practicing discipline. Summary of the 5 laws. Save at least 10% of your earnings for future wealth creation. Invest wisely so your money works for you and grows over time. Avoid investments in unfamiliar areas or those without expert guidance. Seek counsel from those who are skilled in managing wealth. Live within your means and avoid unnecessary expenditures. Final advice. By following the 5 laws of gold, you are not only setting yourself on a path to financial success, but also ensuring that your wealth continues to grow and be protected over time. It's all about discipline, knowledge, and wise decision-making. Chapter 6. The Gold Lender of Babylon. In this chapter, Arkad shares the story of a wealthy moneylender in Babylon, named Rodin, who wishes to invest his money. The story serves as a practical lesson on the importance of seeking advice before making any significant financial decisions. Arkad emphasizes the importance of wise counsel and exercising caution when lending or investing money. 1. The story of Rodin, the gold lender. Rodin is a young and successful man who has accumulated a substantial amount of gold. He is eager to make his money grow, so he decides to lend it to someone in exchange for a return. However, before making such an important decision, he wisely seeks advice from Arkad, a man who is known for his financial wisdom. Rodin approaches Arkad and explains his desire to lend his gold to someone he trusts. He believes that his gold will bring back a good return, but he is unsure how to go about the lending process. Arkad listens to Rodin and then offers him advice that will become a key lesson in the chapter. 2. Arkad's advice. The importance of wisdom and caution. Arkad explains that while lending money can be a good way to earn wealth, it is crucial to be cautious about whom one lends money to. He advises Rodin to first ask himself whether he truly understands the borrower and whether the borrower can repay the debt. The first principle Arkad shares is that it is important to lend only to those who are trustworthy and responsible. If the borrower is unreliable or does not have a history of fulfilling financial commitments, the loan can quickly turn into a financial loss. Arkad goes on to explain that one should never lend money to someone who does not have a clear plan to repay. The key is to ensure that the person you are lending to can meet their obligations. Practical application. Before lending money, research the borrower's history and ability to repay the debt. It is essential to lend only to those who have a reliable track record and a plan for repayment. Arkad emphasizes that a person should never lend out more money than they can afford to lose. Loans should only be made with the expectation of repayment, and if there is doubt, it's better not to lend. 3. The importance of contractual agreements. Arkad also advises Rodin that any lending agreement should be made formal and legally binding. He suggests that a written contract should be drawn up to ensure that both parties are clear about the terms of the loan, including the repayment schedule and any interest rates. Arkad explains that having a contract helps avoid misunderstandings and protects both parties. If the borrower fails to repay the loan as agreed, the lender can pursue legal action, which provides a sense of security. Practical application. Always have a written agreement for any financial transaction, whether it is a loan or investment. A formal contract helps ensure that both parties are clear on the expectations and terms. Include important details such as the repayment terms, interest rates, if applicable, and consequences for failing to repay. A formal agreement protects both the lender and the borrower. 4. Lending to the unreliable, a cautionary tale. In the story, Arkad also warns Rodin about lending money to someone who is not financially responsible or trustworthy. He explains that lending money to a person without the ability to repay it is a dangerous gamble, and the chances of losing money are high. Arkad encourages Rodin to carefully evaluate the borrower before lending money, ensuring that they have a stable financial situation and a clear plan for repaying the loan. Arkad gives Rodin a piece of advice that could be considered one of the most important lessons in the story: better a fool with his money than a fool with your money. This means that it is wiser to protect your own wealth and avoid putting it at risk by lending to those who may squander it. 5. The conclusion of the story, a lesson learned. Rodin listens to Arkad's advice and begins to understand the importance of careful consideration and due diligence when lending money. By seeking counsel from a wise individual like Arkad, Rodin avoids making a hasty decision that could have resulted in financial loss. Arkad's story teaches a critical lesson. When it comes to managing wealth, patience, caution, and wisdom are essential. Rather than rushing into a loan or investment, it is important to take the time to carefully assess the situation and only proceed when all conditions are favorable. Closing thoughts. The story of Rodin, the gold lender, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of wise decision-making when it comes to lending and investing money. Arkad's advice emphasizes that lending money is a serious responsibility that requires thorough evaluation and consideration. Wealth should not be entrusted to those who are not trustworthy or responsible. Key takeaways. Lend money only to those who are trustworthy and capable of repaying the debt. Always have a formal, written contract when lending money to avoid misunderstandings. Never lend more than you can afford to lose, and be cautious about risky ventures. Seek advice from those who are experienced in managing wealth before making important financial decisions. Final advice: before lending money, Take the time to carefully assess the situation. Be patient and thorough, and don't be afraid to seek guidance from those with experience. Wise lending can lead to wealth, but it must be approached with care and consideration. Chapter 7: The Walls of Babylon. In this chapter, Arkad shares the story of the walls of Babylon, which are considered one of the wonders of the ancient world. He uses this story as a metaphor for the importance of protecting one's wealth. Arkad emphasizes that, just as the city of Babylon was protected by strong, impenetrable walls, individuals must also build protective barriers to safeguard their money and assets. 1. The walls of Babylon, a symbol of protection. Arkad begins by describing the magnificent walls of Babylon, which were considered to be impenetrable. The walls were not only an architectural marvel, but they served a vital purpose: to protect the people of Babylon and their treasures from external threats. Arkad compares these walls to the financial protections that individuals should have in place to safeguard their wealth. He explains that just as Babylon was a prosperous city because of its well-defended walls, individuals can achieve financial success and security by building walls of protection around their wealth. 2. Building strong financial walls. Arkad stresses that wealth is vulnerable to external threats, and one must be proactive in securing it. He explains that there are several ways to protect one's wealth, and the key is to build strong financial barriers. These protective measures are vital to ensure that wealth is not lost due to poor financial decisions, external risks, or unforeseen circumstances. Practical application. Insurance. One of the first forms of financial protection is insurance. Arkad advises that individuals should insure their wealth, properties, and health to guard against unexpected events that could lead to significant financial loss. Diversification. Another key form of protection is diversification of investments. Just as the walls of Babylon were reinforced by layers of brick, individuals should build multiple sources of income and invest in different types of assets to protect against risk. Arkad encourages people to spread their wealth across different investment opportunities, whether it's through real estate, stocks, bonds, or other vehicles. This reduces the risk of losing everything in case one investment fails. 3. Protecting against the risks of debt. Arkad warns against the dangers of excessive debt, explaining that debt is one of the most significant threats to wealth. He compares debt to a breach in the walls of Babylon, which can quickly lead to destruction. Arkad advises that individuals should always be cautious when borrowing money and should only take on manageable debt that they can repay. He also suggests that one should never use debt to finance unnecessary luxuries or desires. Debt should only be used for investments that will increase wealth, such as buying assets that appreciate in value. Practical application. Manage debt responsibly. Arkad advises to keep debt under control and avoid using it for unnecessary spending. Debt should only be used for productive purposes, such as investing in education or business ventures, where it can create future returns. Pay off high-interest debt. Focus on paying off debts with high interest rates first, as they will erode wealth the fastest. 4. The importance of emergency funds. Arkad also speaks about the importance of building an emergency fund. This fund acts as a financial barrier to protect against unexpected events, such as accidents, illnesses, or loss of income. By having an emergency fund in place, individuals can withstand financial hardships without having to rely on debt or make drastic lifestyle changes. Arkad suggests that at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses should be saved in an easily accessible account. This fund should be used only in emergencies and should not be touched for non-essential expenses. Practical application. Encourage your audience to start an emergency fund if they don't have one already. Building this fund will provide a safety net in case of unexpected financial challenges. The fund should be kept in a safe and liquid account, such as a savings account or money market account, so that it's easy to access when needed. 5. Legal protection of wealth. Another important aspect of protecting wealth is legal protection. Arkad advises that individuals should ensure their wealth is protected by law through proper legal arrangements such as wills, trusts, and business structures. This helps protect assets from being lost due to legal disputes or external claims. Practical application. Create a will to ensure that your assets are distributed according to your wishes. Arkad recommends consulting with a lawyer to ensure that the legal structures are in place to protect your wealth for future generations. Consider setting up a trust if you have significant assets or if you want to protect your wealth from being taxed heavily after your death. Closing thoughts. The key takeaway from this chapter is that protecting your wealth is just as important as creating it. Arkad teaches that, just as the walls of Babylon provided safety and security for the people within, individuals must build financial walls to protect their money from risks, debt, and unforeseen challenges. By putting in place various protective measures, such as insurance, diversification, emergency funds, and legal protections, individuals can safeguard their wealth and ensure that it grows over time without falling prey to external threats. Key takeaways. Protect your wealth with insurance and by diversifying your investments. Avoid excessive debt and be cautious when borrowing money. Create an emergency fund to handle unexpected financial events. Seek legal protection for your wealth through wills, trusts, and business structures. Final advice. Wealth creation is only part of the journey. To truly ensure long-term financial success, you must focus on building protective barriers around your wealth. By following Arkad's teachings and being diligent about safeguarding your assets, you can ensure that your wealth is not only protected but also continues to grow over time.